B.P. Harris said extremists. What extremists are they talking about? I mean, what? Who are they speaking of? I don't know any extremists. I just know when I see something that's wrong, I'm going to say something about it. And if that's being an extremist, and somebody's got their head up their butt. That's the way I look at it, B.P. Harris.
Democratic Party of Georgia's spring fundraiser.
With the vice president being here tonight, it is evident the importance of Georgia in the 2024 election cycle.
The vice president slammed Republican-backed policies related to abortion laws, gun control, and Georgia's election laws that she says were created by extremist leaders trying to attack fundamental democratic principles.
Extremists in the Georgia state legislature went so far as to limit drop boxes, reject mail-in ballots, and make it a crime to give people food and water for standing in line to vote.
The vice president said there's still a lot of work to do, but listed what the Biden administration has already accomplished, from capping the price of insulin to expanding access to high-speed.
He parked outside his girlfriend's home in northwest Atlanta on April 20th to take a nap.
It's just a senseless crime.
Someone shot and killed Corey just as he woke up. His family got the call around 6 in the morning with the worst possible news.
Why him? He would have given up anything. You know, he would have given it up if you just wanted to hear it. Just take it.
Corey was a specialist in the Army and the National Guard.
He was a great man. He had a good head on his shoulders.
He served as a civil engineer. He'd just gotten a promotion as a sales rep at his day job.
There's nothing bad you can say about my brother.
Jackson says he and his younger brother, by 11 months, would share their aspirations for the future, a future Corey will never get to fulfill.
We used to have a lot of long talks, and it's just, I still just want to call him. It just doesn't feel real. He was 26. He had a long life to live.
The family says they want the killer held accountable. So far, no arrests. In northwest Atlanta, Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
The Democrats blame the gun laws for people that are killed with stolen weapons. And your extremist Stacey Abrams had to pay the state of Georgia back $1 million. And I'd like to know how much money was donated to your vice presidential candidate by the, let's just say, foreign contributors. How about that one? I bet you don't have an answer. Don't have one, do you? I forgot about the mental health issues that you cannot get in a background check due to health privacy.
Unlawfully surveil a presidential candidate. Sounds like crazy stuff, right? But we followed the money. Here's the other thing we did. We put out the Nunes memo outlining, akin to what Chairman Comer has done. Sort of put out his, we'll call it the Comer banking memo. And we summarized for the American people our investigation to date. And I think that's a great first step because as Comer and as then Chairman Nunes and I were talking about, this is thousands of pages of stuff. So it's good to put out a summary on the one hand. But what we also did back then was methodically release the documents in a legal way so that the American public and the world could just see, oh, here's the banking document, here's the FISA warrant, here's the FBI 2302. You all read it for yourselves and see if our summary document holds water. But the summary is important because what the summary shows right now is that there was a years-long campaign between at least two countries and the Bidens, Romania and China, more specifically the CCP. And the amount of money to the tune of tens of millions of dollars coming in for what Chairman Comer described as bribery and pay-for-play schemes with not just Hunter Biden, but 8 other, at a minimum, other Biden family relatives. Jan, that is a massive scale, if true, bribery and pay-for-play scheme, because they're saying, Chairman Comer is alleging in this memo, it happened when President Biden was Vice President Biden. And so just think of that for a minute. In the 21st century America, we have a chairman of one of the most prestigious committees in Congress saying, and I believe credibly, I don't think he's making it up, that during the Obama administration, our number 2 in command of the United States and his family were taking bribes. You know, just let that settle in. I don't want that to happen, whether you're Democrat or Republican or whatever. And so this is the most shocking investigatory work by Congress since Russiagate. And what I want to see on are the banking records. What I want to see are the source reporting that James Comer and his committee have taken in from government and private entities through their subpoena process, so that the online sleuths, as we always refer to them as, and the American public can look at them and say, okay, we believe you, because here's what we don't want, Jan. And Comer referenced this in his presentation. We don't want another Adam Schiff moment. We don't want an envelope that's blank, where he lies to the world and says, I have all the evidence, and there's nothing in there.
Well, and one thing I want to mention, and of course we talk about this often on Cash's Corner and American Thought Leaders, there's this incredible citizen journalism and citizen, deep analysis of documentation that's going on as we speak in all sorts of areas of FOIAs, and this is a great opportunity to have the raw information available for some of these sleuths who have shown to be incredibly astute to see what they can find.
I'm all in. I'm all with you. And that's why I think it has to come out in this fashion. So I don't know if anyone's listening over there, but start putting out the documents.
And the only thing that I know that Joe Biden accomplished was to get $10 million from the Chinese. For what? And who else may have gotten money? And people that lied about Hunter Biden's laptop. Think about that one.
Times was denied entry to the event. Organizers said it was invite only. Only pre-approved press and other guests were permitted to attend the summit. The event was live-streamed, but the closed nature of it left independent media without access to the list of high-ranking officials attending the summit. Among those attending the conference were Georgia's Secretary of State and the county supervisor for Maricopa County, Arizona. The elections group founder said this during the event.
The November 2020 election was, simply put, the most secure, transparent, and verified presidential election in American history, and it's not close.
Journalist Laura Loomer was allegedly removed from the conference after challenging this narrative. I just confronted election officials from Maricopa County, Arizona, and Georgia and asked them why they are attending this hyper-partisan, Soros-tied, and Zuckerberg-funded conference to discuss the 2024 elections. They called the police on me. In August 2020, Becker's organization received almost $70 million from Zuckerberg. This funding was used to furnish key swing states with more mail-in drop boxes amid the COVID pandemic. Prior to founding his election center, Becker worked with the Pew Charitable Trust. That organization is funded by Soros' Open Society Foundation. According to the center's homepage, it is nonpartisan, stating it has a proven record of working with election officials from around the country in both sides of the aisle. We reached out to the organization for comment on the funding and alleged partisan ties, but didn't immediately hear back.
Addressing voter